Greetings, fellow hostages. Captain Black here. Today's topic, Abraham Benson and SWB. No, this isn't a new hip-hop, nor R&B, or even gospel group. What it is the latest episode of a New Orleans hostage, in this instance a 73-year-old black man, who was confronted by burglars. He shot one of them, and that assailant died. Of course, we should ask ourselves, is it surprising? The area where he lives, the Upper Ninth Ward, leads the city in burglary. It also played scene last November to a near massacre where 17 people were shot at an event. Now, of course, because these were inner city hostages, no one called it terrorism, nor was any particular national coverage. But back to Mr. Vincent in his case. He's a 73-year-old man living in a burglary plagued zone. His alarm system alerted that someone had broken into his shed. He grabs his weapon, which is always a wise choice in the inner city, and goes to investigate. He finds two burglars, not trespassers, as one of my favorite crime reporters for the New Orleans Advocate stated. When you break inside a structure, you're a burglar, not a trespasser. Trespassers walk across the grass or walk across somebody's driveway. Back to the story. Mr. Vincent finds two burglars inside the shed, one of whom flees, the other one stops when ordered to do so. The one who stopped made a threatening gesture, reaching for his waistband. Another cultural moment, in case you didn't know, in the inner city, when someone reaches for his waistband, it's not because he has a sudden itch, but it is because he's either A, trying to make you think he has a concealed firearm, or B, actually does have a concealed firearm and is attempting to get it. At any rate, Mr. Vincent did what any sane American did in a confrontation like this, where the headline could have read, "Homeowner Killed by Burglar." He shoots the man reaching for his waistband. And, regrettably, yesterday, the aforementioned assailant, the burglar, died as a result of the injuries from a confrontation he created. Now, previous to the death, Mr. Vincent, incredibly, was charged with aggravated battery by shooting. Apparently, in our anti-self-defense culture, hostages are supposed to either cower inside their houses at the mere speculation that someone may be on their property with bad intentions, or if you encounter said burglars, you're supposed to do the reasonable thing and allow them to beat you, shoot you, or whatever their pleasure is without offering resistance. Now, I know that this doesn't apply to elite characters in our upper income strata, nor our elected officials who have police bodyguards, and I'm not mad at them for that. However, the hostage, the American living in New Orleans, usually does not have police bodyguards or even private ones. All he has is awareness and whatever tools or techniques are within his comfort zone. Fortunately for Mr. Vincent, his comfort zone included firearms. Now we find ourselves at a crossroads in this particular case, and I say the embattled concept of self-defense while black. It seems that some in our local criminal justice system can't tell the good guys from the bad when everybody involved is a Negro. FYI, folks, the man who was almost 80 years old, who did not create this confrontation, who went to see what was happening on his property, inside the structure on his property, because an alarm had been tripped, he's not the bad guy. The ones who broke into the property, the one whose arrest record, the decedent, the one who's dead at least, is as long as at least a block in some parts of town, those are the bad guys. And it's a shame that color and class play a role in what are supposed to be inalienable rights to defend oneself, both as an American and a citizen of this perceived city.